I feel like I'm just like everybody else because I have my own story, right? You have your own story. We all have our own narratives. I think it probably stems from like, who am I? I'm a mom. Of course, I'm telling you what I do. I'm a mom. I'm a wife. I'm a business owner. I am Western raised, but Indian born. I've had a lot of cultural experiences in my story. I'm someone who loves people. I love authenticity. I love genuineness. I love kindness. And when I can see kindness in someone else, it brings it out in me even more. I'm someone who doesn't sit back and take it when there's a challenge or a criticism, and I've had a lot of those. I've learned how to have thick skin and a soft heart. And I continue to remind myself that don't forget, your skin is thick and your heart is soft. Seema Global Consulting is a company that I started probably 6 or 7 years ago now. So through Seema Global Consulting, what I do is leadership development, very passionate about developing leaders and helping them grow. And then also transformational coaching. So I work with one-on-one with people to pour out and to make a difference in their lives. And then also I'm a DEIB practitioner. So I do cultural education and very passionate about that. And because I have the 48 plus years life experience, and also I'm married to a white Dutch American guy, as you can see by the last name, we have 4 biracial kids. So I get to really experience it in my home, but then also help other folks appreciate what that is. So Seema Global Consulting started out of that in a way to really give back in a more organized way to folks from a lot of the healing places that I've been through. So I think what I really like about myself is I do, at this stage of my life, really understand what my strengths are. I also really understand what gets me in trouble. And so the word that I would use to describe all that is authentic. I realized that no, I do want to be what you see is what you get, but I kind of have to heal the inside stuff, right? So the anger was dealt with, the frustrations, all of those things. And so I'd say authentic would be the first one. The second one would be integrity. It is really important to me as a human, but also a coach and a mentor and a business owner and, a variety of different areas of my life. Integrity is really important. And then the third thing is character. I'm not saying I have like the most amazing character, but I know that because of all the things that I've experienced in my life, it has really shaped my character. And all of these things are on a sticky note right here to not let me forget that I am staying focused in those ways. But then the fun one is my wit. I do have a sense of humor. It can be dry and annoying sometimes, but I enjoy it. It's fun. I said authentic, integrity, and character, right? And so when I work with clients, I'm very authentic with them and I'm pretty open. I was doing a leadership training the other day and somebody said, you need to have different examples because of blah, blah, blah. And I said, well, I did have different examples. Several of them were from my own personal story. And it was a coaching program that I was working with. And so she said, well, why do you keep sharing? And I said, I need the other person to know that they're not strange, weird, abnormal. Like these things are real and they happen. And people need to know that you're walking with them. I want them to also be authentic. And so they do need to face the stuff that's deep in their stories. They do need to face those emotions that feel really huge and overwhelming. And why? Because it's freeing. It really is. Like, why do we have all those boulders in our backpack, so to speak, right? We don't have to be carrying those around. And then to just live authentically as adults. I think that's really important. I would say honestly, and this might be an uncommon response for personal accomplishment, would be overcoming challenges and breaking chains. I really, and with no disrespect meant to anyone in my family or any part of our story, it's just I learned some things that were not helpful for parenting my own kids, right? I had to put a stop to that. I also learned that there were some things that I was believing in terms of lies that I was believing about myself, or just the insecurities, those kinds of things. And I work hard even to this day. Yesterday, my husband gave me a pep talk. It's like, oh, I need to snap out of it, right? So, but that personal accomplishment, I would say, was to overcome challenges that felt like I couldn't overcome them but with the right tools, the right support, and being intentional in my own life to overcome those. To me, I feel that's a really big personal accomplishment. Being an author, I think for me has been like over the top professional accomplishment. But just being an author and being able to put the story out there and then let it go, right? I'll have people call me and say, "Hey, I was reading your book." I'm like, "Uh-oh, you were? Okay, what did I say?" And I remember it's fine, but it's like, you know what? That was a really amazing accomplishment for me to be able to write those books and to really put our heart and soul into that work. And so there's that. And then I guess as part two of professional would be my business, having Seema Global Consulting and being able to empower, equip, and encourage not only women, but anyone that's, journeying through the muck and the mire. I'm able to, I feel, with some of the tools that I have, to really just walk alongside, right? I think at the end of the day, all of us just want someone to meet us on that road, whatever the road is. And so I know for the people that have met me on my road, gosh, I'll just give that back to them. In my early 20s, I moved to the US. And I think for the first time in a very deeper way, I realized how different I was than people because I was getting different messages. And the messages I was getting were very confusing because on the one hand, oh, you're part of our community, you're this, and that's great. But then when it came to certain things, I was excluded or I wasn't understood. Or here's one, oh, you're a Schripsema now, not from my relatives, don't worry, it wasn't from them, it was from outside. But you're a Schripsema now, so now you're Dutch. Or, you're dating a Dutch guy, so you're obviously going to be Dutch when you get married. Again, not Dutch. And so having to work through that at a time when, we're just getting married and then having a couple kids, that shapes you, right? I mean, whose song is it? I can't remember the author right now, but what doesn't kill you make you stronger. And so, okay, those things, I had to get stronger because I was raising kids that might be facing it in a different way. When I hear the word canvas, I think art, right? And I hear painting, which I'm horrible at, and I'm terrible at art. So, there's that. I'm a word girl. And so I came up with some words, but colors that match the words as well. And so I said on my canvas, I'll have blue. I love blue. I love blue. I love blue. And blue represents success for me. So you'll see pieces of success in my story from blue. There's red. There's blotches of red all over my canvas. And that's the pain and the struggle that I've been through. And then there's orange, which I could pick any color. I was like, oh, I should do green. No, green means life. Put that aside for a second. But orange, I went with orange because those are my mistakes. I don't want to repeat them again. But then there are big strokes of white because that to me is renewal. And I just feel like that's what's on my canvas, right? I've got success, I've got pain, struggle, mistakes, and a sense of renewal. And to be able to bless other people with that, through that, that's what's on my canvas.